Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. ADA dropped below the ascending trend line here, so that could be a first indication that this triangle that we were tracking with the Elliott wave count here in yellow could be breaking to the downside. But it would still be ideal to get this E wave, a lower high basically, before we break to the downside. Again, still I want to start on the for our chart zoomed out. Anybody who's new on this channel, please understand that we have been tracking an Elliott wave triangle on the larger time frame on the ADA chart. Basically, that indicates that a triangle started in December. So it's just an ongoing sideways range. And you can see how low the volatility is now compared to what it was. That's typically a signal that we're getting towards the end of this triangle. Two scenarios here. Both are part of the same main thesis that we get another bear market low. That is still at the moment the expectation. So don't be surprised if it breaks down a little early. That can always happen, you know. It is not a very stable structure. We can see that by looking at the subwave structures, and they are just corrective. And if a chart just moves in corrective patterns, it is quite likely that it breaks maybe a little early, you know. Because it's not very, you know, it doesn't have the larger trend to support it. We're rather coming from a downtrend, and this is probably just a holding pattern, a continuation pattern to the downside. Actually, let's see if we can actually move that trend line here towards something that looks more like an overall descending trend line. Descending triangle that's unfolding here, yeah, with a horizontal trend line. And with just one fake out to the downside. Okay, so we have to call it a running triangle because the B wave made a new price extreme, but it's a triangle. At least it looks like that. We've been focusing on that for months now, and yeah, I mean, it's probably the best interpretation in my opinion. Few things to mention here. There are two scenarios within this same base case that we get another bear market low. So either we could finish this triangle in the white wave count, which suggests A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, and then the E wave might be unfolding now in a larger WXY structure in which we should see the price get to 30 to 34 cents. This is not a given, as I said before, very questionable because we don't have the larger trend that would support this to the upside. Also, yeah, any attempts it's made, it sort of hasn't really succeeded. Okay, so very, very weak. But that's one option, and I only have it on the chart because in a triangle, you would typically expect an E wave. Now, is the E wave maybe already finished here? See, that's possible. There is no rule how long an E wave has to be. It would just be very weak. The other option is that the E wave itself unfolds as a triangle in itself, and only one more wave up is missing, and then we could break down from there. So there are two different ways of getting there, and the trend is down. Okay, what can I say? You know, we're trolling support. Yes, of course, a bullish scenario is possible from here, but it would need to give us much more evidence for that. I don't believe it at this stage. Looking at the micro structure here, we are following pretty much the idea of a triangle in a triangle. So this yellow wave count here sideways could indicate that there's just one more lower high missing in a triangle. And this D wave highlighted in yellow, yeah, could be nearly complete, or it actually could be complete. I think we can count that actually as a complete structure. It's not great to, you know, to do the micro counting here. But it's probably a WXY, or maybe even looking at the length, it might even be WXY XZ or something like that. Okay, where the X wave, let me see, where the Y wave itself was probably here an A, B, C or something. Either way, I think we have enough waves to call this complete. I could show you a micro count now, but it's not so helpful. I mean, best I can tell you is obviously we need to understand, could this Y wave be complete? And to give you a quick view, I would probably argue, let's see, 1, 2, this was probably the A with a bit of a B wave, and then this C wave to the, actually it might actually have finished here. C, something like that, yeah. But it would be a short C wave, but valid. C is a 5-wave move. The A wave seems to be a 5-wave move. And then the Z wave basically unfolding again, probably as an A, B, C structure. And yeah, basically nearly done. I mean, I will take that off again because it was just a quick view. I mean, you would have to count that properly, but the thing is, it doesn't make any difference. It also doesn't give you much benefit because these corrective patterns change all the time. But I think we need to know that we have a 3-wave move down there, possibly even a 5-wave WXYXZ, and we're basically just before breaking through to the downside anyway, so a bounce here gets increasingly likely. I just made an XRP video, and also on the XRP chart, a bounce is basically begging for a bounce. Now, that doesn't mean it has to happen. There's no evidence it has started yet. And remember that we're watching for new bear market lows, so a break to the downside would just be in line with our larger degree assumption. Eventually, a fast drop would be welcomed because then we can finally wrap all of this up. Yeah, okay, that's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.